There's nobody here. Just me. Me and my windrower. Let's get some action out the front. If you're watching this after, I really appreciate you coming back and watching this. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me. I've been very busy windrowing at the moment. Oh, not really. Had a pretty big breakdown. Did a wheel motor on the nitro, and that meant that we needed to get a new one from Perth, and that took 9 days to come. So yeah, I was stopped for 9 days, which meant that I lost a lot of my work, but that's alright. These things happen. It's just part of owning machinery. Oh, we got 2 people on. Good morning, guys. Good to see you joining. Oh, 1 left. We're down to 1. Oh, the joys, eh? To be completely honest, I'm a bit bored. I don't really know what to do with myself. Just sitting here, watching it all happen. Needed someone to chat to, something to talk about. Who have we got here? Bruce. G'day, Bruce. How you going? Good to have you along, mate. Where are you tuning in from? Oh, we got 2. That's very good. Sorry, put my finger over the camera then. I'm up to about 15 hectares for this morning. It's going pretty good, really. Get this big beast turned around. Heading back the other way. Here we go. Back into it. Oh, gee, it's a bit rough, this paddock. Anyway, that's alright. Oh, all over the shop. Bruce is from Esperance. Well, I'm glad to have you along, Bruce. Are you still up before you're going to bed? Yeah, it's a bit late over there. It'll be, what's the time here? 5 o'clock, 10 past 5 here. 2 over in Esperance. So that's pretty early. Yeah. Looking like it'll be a lovely day today. A bit of heat, which we haven't had for a while. Yeah, they were talking some rain earlier on in the week, but that's all run out at the moment, so which is not a bad thing because it's still fairly wet around the place. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't really have any goal for this chat. Just get on here and talk a bit of smack and see what people have to say. So, is there anything you want to see while I'm going along? Anything you want to know? Just whack it down in the chat and we'll see what we can do. Yeah, you're right, Bruce. It should be good for the weather for a while. And it's looking like we're going to get a decent run, which will be nice. Hopefully, well, possibly later on in the week, we might get into some harvesting, start on some canola. But we'll just have to wait and see how that's ripened off after I've windrowed it, because it hasn't been windrowed very long. But that's alright. It'll all happen when it does. All in good time, as they say. Yeah. Back down to two. 2 viewers. You guys are the hardcore supporters. I appreciate it. It's an odd time to go live. That's for sure. Anyway, it's fun. Oh, what was that? Oh, I can't even read what that comment says. My eyes must be getting bad. Oh, someone from France. That's what I like to see. Long way away. Oh, geez, this is rough. There we go. Might change my camera angle a little bit again, just so that I can see what's happening on the chat. I think the guys need smell-o-vision. Hello from France. Says Sylvian. Hello, Sylvian. Zach Densley. Just finished milking in New Zealand. There you go. Yeah, right. I guess it's further east New Zealand, so the sun would probably nearly be up there. You might be seeing the sunrise that I'm seeing on the way back down the paddy. Andrew says, morning Mark, good to see another farmer up early. I'm milking cows at Tintinara. Oh, I didn't know there was a dairy at Tintinara. There you go. Not very far that way. Straight the way we're heading. If you kept going, you'd run into Tinty in a few hundred k's. Zach Densley says, yeah mate, the sun's been up since 5. Yeah, right. Well, what's the time there now? Because it's 10 past 5 here, and I'm only just starting to notice that the sky's lighting up when I'm facing east. Yeah, I got confused before. I said that Tintinara is to the east of us, but that was wrong. Tintinara is to the west of us. Zach says that it's 12 past 7. There you go. Well, currently it is 12 past 5 here. So that would make a lot of sense. Yeah. What's everyone's plans for today? You can probably guess my plans. I'm just going to keep moving in this machine. Keep windrowing. Not too long though. I've got I don't know, another 15 hectares to do here, and then I'll move the other side of the highway, and I'll have another 50 hectares to do there. And then that'll be me done for the canola for the year, I think. It's been a bit of a disappointing season, but that's alright. These things happen. Oh, Andrew Massey says, hello from the UK. Hello to you, Andrew. Zach says it's about to bail silage if the rain holds. Yeah, that's been a problem here. There's actually been a lot more silage done around the place than I've seen before. Just because we've been getting so much rain, it's been the only option really to get it all off the paddock before the rain comes. But thankfully, we picked the right year to not do any hay, and it's so far I think it's paid off. The lentils are looking good, but they have been watered out a bit. It'll be interesting to see how they finish up yielding, that's for sure. Here we go. Bruce says, been a horrible season for hay here. It has been shocking. I don't think there'll be much quality hay coming out of this area anyway, or any area. It's just been opposite of what you want for hay, but perfect for grain and everything else, as long as it holds off now. We'll see, I guess. We'll see. Anything's possible, as is always the case. But fingers crossed that it holds off and we can get it harvested before it gets any weather damage on it. I tend to whistle quite a lot when I'm on the machine. Whistle along to music or anything like that. Just keeps me a bit occupied. It's a bad habit that I've formed, I guess you say. I tend to do it when I'm in the car with my family, which drives my wife nuts. And I also do it inside the house sometimes, which also drives my wife nuts. But that's alright. Better than other things, I guess. This paddock that we're in at the moment, we actually did some contract disking in here back in April, I believe it was. It might have even been May. Anyway, doesn't matter. Back then, before the crop was sown, we disked this paddock to mix in some clay, so it's very good to see that the canola has grown well, and now we even get the chance to windrow, which is even better. It's a decent looking crop, that's for sure, but it's rough because it was deep ripped and it's really hard to smooth out. What did that one say? Could be worse. You could be trying to sing along to AM radio. Oh, yeah. AM radio is an interesting one, Bruce. About the things that I listen to AM radio for is the cricket in the summer and the country hour at lunchtime, and that's about it. There's not much more on there that really tickles my fancy. But the late night program, overnights or whatever it's called, that's always interesting for an interesting group of people coming together. That's for sure. It's definitely an odd mix, and I'm talking like between midnight and now. It's a very interesting group of people that ring up. They all have different reasons for being awake, And yeah, it's interesting, I guess you say. Anyway, that's all right. It's keeps you occupied sometimes. Keeps your mind a little bit busy on what you're doing. Keeps you sane. Keeps you entertained, I should be saying. Maybe not occupied. Yeah. Anyway, I was just about to say I feel like I'm just yabbering on, but that's what a live stream is. It's just me yabbering on, trying to keep you guys entertained. But anyway, I say that a lot. I say but anyway a lot. It's just my filler, what I always go to. Another thing I say a lot is, right. And then I say, alright, what's going on? Stuff like that. It's funny when you think about those things, what you realise that you say quite a bit. Oh, oh, that's not a good sign. Yawning. Sorry about that, guys. It's been a big few days since the machine got fixed. But we're getting through, getting some done. Oh. Oh, there you go. Well, I think I might call that enough for this live. I've enjoyed my time yabbering away, and I've enjoyed talking to a few people that I've talked to. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're watching back to it, thank you again. Oh, our farm life. Morning, mate. How you going? I've got a little bit left to do. I've got about, well, 13.5 hectares to do here, and then 50 hectares in another paddock. And then that'll be the canola done. Then I might experiment with windrowing a bit of barley for us. I might even do my beans at some stage, just before we harvest them, but we'll have to wait and see about that one. That'll just be spur of the moment. So no, just about done, really. Cool Hand said you should do a quiz like overnight. That would be good. I should have started doing that every morning that I'm windrowing. That would be very entertaining. That's a good suggestion. I'll keep that one in the memory bank. Bruce, much lodging in your wheat and barley? Not really. We've got a new variety of barley this year called Commodus, which we're bulking the seed up for, and it's bred from Compass, which is notorious for lodging. So the Commodus, yes, it has lodged a little bit, but nothing drastic. Our wheat is all still standing as far as I know. Looks really good. Where we personally didn't have any lodging, but we've been struggling with it, is quite a lot of canola crops that we've been into have been lodged, making them very, very hard to windrow, or even impossible in some situations. So yes, it's been a challenge, alright, that's for sure. There's the sun. You can see just the faintest bit of light on the horizon starting to show up. Here's a look around the machine, in case you were wondering, just because no one asked. The ag leader display is doing its thing. steering us along. Split screen, so we got the satellite image. So looking good. I got my quad lock charger too. That's what you're sitting on. I need to take my console apart, my side console, and tighten up the bolt in the handle, because as soon as I let go of the handle, it starts slowing down, which is very, very frustrating. But anyway, should have done it while I was broken down, but I did other things instead. And I regret doing those other things to a certain extent, because it's frustrating me now that when I take my hand off the handle, it just starts slowing down. Anyway, that's alright. No big dramas. Oh, we're up to 6 viewers now. Oh, back to 5. More people are starting to wake up, I guess. Makes sense. Still, it's pretty early for a Saturday morning. Bruce asks, how old's the Nitro? It's 10 years old. Oh, no, it's not 10 years old. It's a 2010 model, Bruce. And it's currently got over 5,500 hours on it. Yeah. So it's gone a fair way. It's done a fair few laps up and back the paddock. Hopefully it's got a fair few more in it. I don't plan on changing it over anytime soon. Yeah, we just hope that it holds together. Someone asked, is the Nitro a better windrower than a regular one? No, it's not. It's worse than a regular one, because it being front wheel steer, it tends to push the front sideways versus pivoting from the center like a header or a regular self-propelled windrower would. So in that respect, it's a lot worse. You can't really windrow around corners with it, which is frustrating at the best of times. Once you get the hang of it, though, it's not too bad. Probably as a windrower, it does its job. What the real advantage of it is, it's just a universal machine. For our operation, we wouldn't be able to justify having a self-propelled sprayer, and we wouldn't be able to justify having a windrower. But because we can use the sprayer all year as a sprayer, and then put the windrowing front on and do some contracting, that's how we're able to justify it. And it works really well for the spraying and windrowing at the same time. That's where the benefit of it is, I guess you'd say. Oh, block. Sorry, Vinny. Oh, I didn't clear either. I was going really, really good too. There we go. Back on. Vision. Cool Hands asks, what's the temperature down here? Well, at the moment, it's about 15 degrees. It's relatively warm tonight. At the start of the week, on Monday, I think the low or the high temperature was can't remember what it was. I think it was actually 14 degrees. And right now, at 5:30 in the morning, it's still 16 degrees. So it's starting to warm up, starting to get some temperature around. But we're definitely uncharacteristically cool for this time of year. It's been a very cool run in. So I don't know what happened to global warming, but it's up and nicked off, because it's definitely not warming here anyway. But that is an absolute can of worms if we want to get started talking about that. How much do you get across with contracting with all operations? Varying amounts. The windrowing, I normally like to book up about 1,000 acres a year. Oh, not 1,000 acres, 1,000 hectares a year. That's what I can generally fit in pretty well into the time slot that's available. That's not overcommitting myself, because I don't like having to tell people that I can't get to paddocks. It is just part of it, but I still don't like doing it. So yeah, about 1,000 hectares is what I normally work on for windrowing. Seeding, we kind of just do that as it pops up. It's not a huge part of our business, it's just kind of impromptu. We're going to try and change our thinking there to prioritise our own program rather than just taking any contract work we can get. We're going to try and do our own first at the optimal time. Yeah, we don't really do any other contracting apart from that. I have done some spraying in the past, but yeah, there's not really much of a spraying window, and I always seem to be late doing our own, so I kind of don't really take on any of that anymore, just because we're busy enough as it is. Yeah, but that's it. Anything else that comes up, we just kind of assess if we have time for it, and do it if we can, and if we can't, well, we just recommend someone else, is what we normally try and do. But quite often there's not anyone else available or that's willing to do it or around. So hope that answers your question. Oh. Best tractor snacks. Anything really. Anything you can get your hands on that satisfies the hunger urge. No, probably the best snacks that I've had this year. But let me turn around. I might show you. Oh no, I can tell you. My lovely wife really looked after me for windrowing this year, and went and bought a heap of lollies and chocolate and Tim Tams and Smarties and Mentos and all this stuff, and mixed them all up and put them in Ziploc bags, so that you get a whole mix of things every day, and that's been really good. That's been delicious, because you get a nice variety. That's probably been my favourite this year. Bruce says you don't desiccate. Been seeing a bit of both this year. Yeah. We don't desiccate our canola. We don't direct head our canola. It's possible. We could do it if we wanted to, but we normally try and windrow it just to try and limit any losses of yield through wind damage. And we have a windrower, and it's always nice to do your own crop, so that's why we do that. We don't desiccate our canola before we windrow it. Yeah, I hope that's what you were meaning, Bruce. This paddock was clay spread at the start of the year. Like I was saying earlier, it's been deep ripped or delved, and on the sand hills where there was no clay nearby, they got the clay spreaders in and spread clay on the sand so that it held more moisture. And judging by this canola crop, it's done a ripping job. ripping good job. Yeah. Anyway, the sun's starting to come up a bit more. Not that you can really see it. Or you can't see it at all. Sorry about that. That's a bit of a dodgy comment. Yes. Anyway, I'm thinking I might head off again. Thanks to everyone for tuning in and watching and commenting. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Have a happy and a safe harvest. You never know when I might go live. Bruce says, so what will be your next rotation? So this isn't actually our property here, but I believe that they will be going for barley next year into here and then vetch the following year. More of a grazing rotation with canola being a clean-up crop and a bit of cash crop on it. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm really going to head off this time. I know I've said it twice. This is the third time. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Have a happy and safe harvest, guys.